Hey guys, okay, so we have had, I'm trying to turn some lights on for y'all, hopefully you can see okay. We've had an awesome weekend so far. They wiped out the nachos. We had more than twice as many boys, ninth grade boys, than we were expecting. So I went back to the store. I told you I'd show you what I was going to prep for today to make it easy for us while we were gone. So I went back to the store and got more so that we could actually have enough food tonight. They wiped me out of all those cookies. Thank goodness I made more cookies dough. So anyway, I had planned on barbecued pulled pork sandwiches, like little sliders for them today. And we're going to do it in the crock pot. So last night, or yesterday, I got me a great big, like, I don't know, I think it was like 16-pound lean pork loin. I trimmed all the fat off. And I make my own barbecue sauce, so actually I used that. But since I had to go get more, I'm going to show you all the store-bought that I like and prefer so that you can make this at home. You don't even have to make your own barbecue sauce if you don't want to. Super simple. It literally takes the time that you want to trim the fat off the pork loin and then throw it in the crock pot. It's so easy. I'm going to flip y'all around since I've done enough. I'm going to flip you guys around. This is what I've done. And this one was in one gigantic long loin. And I chopped it up into thirds and trimmed all the fat off that I could and just laid it into the crock pot. Now, I'm going to use this store-bought. It is Mildly Wild barbecue sauce. Now, they have some hot versions of this too. But since I've got kiddos, I decided just to go the mild route. And I bought pickle slices and jalapeno slices, and they can make it hot like that if they want it spicier. So I'm just going to pour 2 bottles of this. This is one of those, let's see. This is a 19.4 ounce bottle of barbecue sauce, and I'm literally just going to pour it right on top. That's it. Both bottles right on top of there. And I am, though, just to be kind of on the safe side. Now, the pork is going to make a little bit of liquid and juice, and it still has some fat on it, so the fat's going to render, and that's going to be good and yummy, too. So it's not going to totally stick to the bottom of your crock pot because of that. However, just to be on the safe side, I don't want my barbecue sauce to burn since it is, you know, sweet and has honey and molasses and sugary things in it. I don't want that to burn, so I am going to go ahead and add just a little bit of broth. But before I do that, I had some leftover onions. Now, again, because these are kids and they may not like onions, I love the flavor, and some kids do, and I love how they break apart and get super soft in the crock pot. So what I'm going to do is leave them thick and whole this way, and they will still get super soft in the crock pot and flavor everything really well. But when I go to shred this later, I don't have to shred up the onion into it. I can just pull those out easily, and then people can add onion to their sandwich if they want to, and then they're not obligated and stuck with onion running throughout their pulled pork. So I'm going to show you the broth that I'm going to use. Here we go. Here's my pantry, and we'll do a pantry class one of these days if you guys want to do that. And so I'm going to use this organic chicken broth. Now, I'm not going to use very much because I don't want it to be a really thin, soupy pulled pork. But, you know, if that happens to you, it's okay. You can still make it work. Just, you know, drain a little bit of the liquid out or pull it out as you shred it and put it in a different container, and then you're okay. But I do, like I said, want to make sure that because the barbecue sauce is sweet, it may burn just a little bit. And I'm just going to put a thin little layer on here. Again, I don't want it swimming, but just a little bit. It's probably maybe a third cup of this chicken broth. And I do use low sodium. Now, that is all the seasonings I'm going to put in that right now, just because the barbecue sauce is really greatly flavored, and it will season it as it cooks, and the pork is flavorful too, and so I didn't even salt and pepper that. I figure the kids, you know, we can taste it and adjust it after it's cooked, so that's what I recommend. Just do it. When you get home, you're going to use your big long tongs. It should be super tender, and it should just shred really easily, and just take your tongs and twist it in the crock pot, and then it should totally shred and be perfect to go. And then I serve with, like I said, pickle slices. I pull the onions out, and they can add those. And we're going to serve it on the Hawaiian rolls. Not the healthiest thing, but, you know, take what you can get. The pork part's healthy, so the little roll is not going to be that big of a deal. So hopefully, I'm going to cook this on high for about 8 hours. So I'll have to check it this afternoon. It depends on how large your crock pot is, and how much you have in it will determine the length of time. So I'm not going to say that you need to cook it for this amount of time on this, set temperature, because it will vary. So I suggest, do it a time or two and learn your crock pot. Every crock pot's a little bit different, and learn kind of your timing on your how full your crock pot is and how long it takes things to cook, and just have a mental gauge. It's trial and error sometimes. Just watch it. I'll come home this afternoon probably around, 3:30, let the dogs out, check both crock pots, make sure they're okay, make sure I don't need to either turn it off or turn it on low, and just do an evaluation there. So guys, y'all have a super awesome weekend. I have to go make more cookies. So I will talk to y'all soon, and I will be shooting pictures, and you never know, we may have another cooking video. Those kids had a ball. So thank y'all for joining and watching me. Hopefully this gives y'all some ideas too, and I will talk to y'all later. Have a great weekend. Bye.